coming to you live from the Sukkot. There you can see. All right. It takes all kinds. You've heard that before, usually after observing some sort of irregular or even bizarre behavior by a perfect stranger. When I see the pictures posted of people in Walmart in an astounding state of dress or undress, I think, takes all kinds. When I see someone whose car is plastered with every kind of bumper sticker you can imagine, some with foul language or opinions which I absolutely do not agree, I say to myself, takes all kinds. Some mornings, when I come out of the gym, there's a small crowd gathered in front of the Dollar General. I can hear some of them talking loudly on their phones so that every single crass word can be heard. I shake my head and grumble that it takes all kinds. I remember a hot, sultry July day years ago when my sister and I headed to our cars along with hundreds of other sweaty, ill-kempt, barely dressed, mostly drunk folks after Jazz Fest. She commented lovingly, "Aren't people wonderful? Just think, everybody has a mom." That was not what I was thinking. I saw way too much skin showing on way too many people as they cursed and stumbled to the parking lot. My only comment was, takes all kinds. One of the critical commandments given in association with the Festival of Booths, aka Sukkot, is this. Leviticus 16:40. On the first day you shall take the product of hadar trees, branches of palm trees, boughs of leafy trees, and willows of the brook, and you shall rejoice before the Lord your God 7 days. These are referred to as the 4 species and were gathered following the fall harvest. The items described include the product of hadar trees, palm tree branches, boughs of leafy trees, which are traditionally believed to be myrtle branches, and willow branches. Each of the items is an important part of Sukkot. Hadar translates as beautiful. There's no specification as to which were the beautiful trees. Traditionally, the product of the hadar tree has been assumed to be the citron or etrog. Looks like a large lemon and has the same fragrant aroma. It can be candied to make a sweet, chewy treat. I doubt there's anyone reading this who doesn't know what palm branches, lulav, myrtle leaves, hadas, or willow branches, erava, are. They're all tree species with which most folks are familiar. The palm, of course, produces a delicious edible fruit called the date, one of the most energy-packed foods of the ancient world. The willow bears no fruit, but it's found near water, that essential element needed for all life on earth. The myrtle also bears no fruit, but has a beautifully fragrant leaf. All 4 kinds together are referred to as the lulav, and the command is to wave them at specific times during Sukkot. There's a midrash that compares each of the 4 kinds referenced in Torah to a person's physical characteristics. The palm represents the spine, which is erect but not rigid. The myrtle leaves are similar in shape to one's eyes. The willow leaves represent the lips, and the etrog, the heart. The message is that we are to engage all our limbs and senses in serving God and performing his mitzvot. The midrash encourages us to wave the lulav as you recite 2 specific blessings. Blessed are you, Lord our God, sovereign of time and space, who has provided us with a path to holiness through the observance of the mitzvot and has instructed us to take the lulav. Second one, blessed are you, Lord our God, sovereign of time and space, for granting us life, for sustaining us, and for bringing us to this moment. Then you wave the lulav in 6 directions, right, left, up, down, forward, and backward. According to the Babylonian Talmud, this represents the 4 winds from the north, south, east, and west, as well as the heaven and the earth. This waving is also done as part of the Hodu, or thankfulness prayer to God, and as the Hoshiana, when we ask for God's help. There is another midrash that compares the four kinds to the four kinds of people that comprise the people of Israel, and I will go so far as to say any community. It compares taste to that which we do for ourselves, and odor from which others can benefit. The etrog, which smells and tastes wonderfully, represents those who learn about God and then put what they learn into practice through good deeds. The palm, which produces the date, tastes delicious, but it has no odor. That represents people who study Torah but perform no good deeds for others. In other words, they don't apply what they learn. The myrtle, which gives off a tantalizing aroma, has no taste whatsoever. It represents those who consistently perform good deeds, but without learning. The willow has neither taste nor smell and represents people who don't try to learn Torah and do not perform good deeds for others. What shall I do with them? Asks God. Punish those who are lacking? No. Rather, I shall ask them all to come together and form one assembly, as it is written, you shall take for yourselves on the first day. Leviticus 23:40. God's answer, again according to the Midrash, is to admit that it takes all kinds, and therefore all kinds should come together to learn and share with others. I watched a video short last night that featured the words of a modern-day philosopher who shared the ultimate question in reality. Will mankind, on average, return the shopping cart? What did the philosopher mean? Think about it. You're at Walmart, going out to your car. You can just leave that shopping cart in the parking space right next to your car. There are no consequences if you do that. It's kind of inconsiderate to the person responsible for retrieving the carts, but not really. It's kind of his job. It's what he gets paid to do. It's also possibly inconsiderate to the next person who comes to park if you leave it fully in a parking space. However, you might tell yourself that the next person will just grab it and use it. If you return the cart to the corral or take it all the way to the store, nobody thanks you. You get no brownie points for it. Nobody's going to give you a discount for having done it. The point the philosopher was trying to make was that a virtuous society is one in which all the baskets are returned. In our modern day world, perhaps this is the lesson of the four kinds. How do we behave in public? How do we apply the lessons of courtesy and consideration that hopefully we learned growing up? Do we recognize how important even the smallest acts of kindness are? It does take all kinds to make up this world. And if God doesn't judge those who never learn about him or don't do any good deeds, but rather puts us all together that we might learn and grow from those relationships, perhaps we need to re-examine our role in it all. Who can teach? Who is willing to learn? Will you return the shopping cart at the store? Serious questions. And it all started with four kinds.